Alright, so as 2024 draws to a close, I thought it'd be useful to share with you in my portfolio what are the best stocks that contributed to the gains in my portfolio and what are the worst performing stocks that dragged down my gains this year. And more importantly, what do I do with the best performing stocks? Do I sell them to take profit? Do I hold them? And what do I do with the worst performing stocks? Do I cut loss and get out or do I buy more? Well, let's find out in this video. Alright, so we've got, I think, less than 3 trading days left to the year, and I think for most of you who have been invested in the US market, you should be seeing, pretty good gains in this very bullish year. Personally, for me, I've got several portfolios, and this is the main portfolio that my UIP subscribers, my students, they look at. It's the one that I show them every month of performance. So year to date, you can see that the portfolio is up 28.42%. It's the one in green, and it's slightly above the S&P 500 that is up year to date 26.63%. In terms of the value of the performance for this portfolio is up close to 1.3 million US dollars of gains for the year. But again, remember that when you look at someone who's able to grow their portfolio, not just me, but many other investors out there, not every stock goes up that year. Not every stock performs that year, all right? So in a portfolio, you've got stocks that perform and stocks that underperform. So I'd like to run through with you what are the stocks that perform the best for me this year and the ones that have underperformed this year. And let me show you from this newsletter. This is a newsletter that I send to all my students every month. It's a monthly investment newsletter, so this is the latest December issue, and I actually wrote about it, so let me talk a bit about it. So let me scroll down over here. And let me get to that section. There we are. Okay. So far, year to date, and again, there are 3 days left, my best performing stocks for this year, and again, some of them I bought quite a few years ago. All right. So they have been performing quite well. But this year, Palantir has been my best performer. It's up 306%. That's in the first place. Number 2, Nvidia in second place, up 179%. In third place, Meta Platforms up 73%. Next, Fortinet up 65%. ServiceNow up 59%. Broadcom up 52%. Booking up 49%. Amazon up 43%. And Salesforce up 39%. So yeah, this is my Interactive Brokers platform. You can see all the stocks over there, right? And again, some of them like Palantir, I didn't buy it this year. I bought it some time ago. So my average price for Palantir is about $11. So right now at $83, it's up almost 8 times. All right. And like again, Nvidia, as you guys have been following me, I bought it back in 2022. November, and I bought Nvidia initially at $15. This is the post-split price. I bought it at $15, and then I did the stupid thing of selling it at $48. Yeah, I sold it at $48. I was a bloody idiot, right? And then I bought it back at about $550, if I'm not wrong, $530, $540, and now it's $140. Okay, so you can see that my average price. And I bought more along the way. My average price is $60, and so that is like double. But in actual fact, I started buying at $15. If I was not an idiot to sell and buy it back, I'm sure many of you have done that idiotic thing as well, like me. Meta Platforms. Again, I also bought a lot, and as you guys know, I was stupid to sell covered calls on half my position, so half got called away. And if not for that, I would have made a lot more money, right? So these are the best performing stocks in the portfolio. So at the end of every year, I like to look at my best performing stocks and to ask the question, what made them the best performing stocks? And so if you take a look at, these stocks I just showed you, what do you think they all have in common? Take a closer look, right? That's right. They all are AI related stocks, which makes sense because we are at the beginning of the AI revolution, right? So pretty simple why they were the best performing stocks. Now, the next question that then I would ask myself would be, okay, so they've done very well for the portfolio. Like Palantir is up like almost 8 times, and Nvidia from the time I bought it, $15, is up again about 9 times, right? Is it time to take profit, or should I hold and in fact buy more? Now again, bear in mind that I'm talking from the perspective of an investor and not a trader. Trader, very simple. hit the profit target, we get out. Hit the stop loss, we get out. But for investor, the whole idea is to let the gains compound and compound and compound over time. So from investment perspective, the question I ask myself is this: is this company still growing? Is it still a great company? Does it still have a strong economic moat? And does it still have a long runway ahead? And if the answer is yes, I don't sell. I hold. And in fact, I will buy even more next year if the price retraces near or below the intrinsic value. One of my students just posted my Palantir position just hit 1,000% gain. I think she bought it about $8, and so she's up like 10x. And what you realize is that many people, they always dream that I want to buy a stock that goes up 10x or 20x or 5x, right? And the reason why many people can't achieve that is not because they pick the wrong stock. It's not because they don't pick the right stock, but because for many people, they have this overwhelming temptation to take profit way before it reaches 10x. Now ask yourself this question. Most people, they buy a stock at $50, and if it goes up 50% to $75, they say, oh, I'm going to get out before I lose everything, right? Or if it goes up to 100%, right, from their $50 stock goes to $100, they say, oh, 100% up, they take profit. So think about it. If you want to get that 10x stock, like Palantir, that means you must resist selling it when it's up 20%, up 50%, up 100%, up 200%, up 300%, up 500%, up 700%, up 800%, you got to resist selling, which for most people is so difficult because they think if I don't sell it, what if I lose everything, okay? But that's the secret to compounding your wealth. You have to resist selling as long as it's a great company, it's got a long runway, and it's growing. It makes sense to keep holding a great company. But then some of you may say, but Adam, isn't Palantir like way overvalued right now? I heard that one of your rules is that even as a great company, if it's way overvalued, you should sell. If it's way overvalued, you're right. You're right. Okay. In fact, let me give you some more information about that. So, if you look at Palantir, yes, it is very overvalued currently based on its current earnings and cash flow. In fact, my latest intrinsic value for Palantir is about $28. That's my intrinsic value. And right now it's at freaking $84, right? So it's like way above the intrinsic value. So people say, then Adam, why aren't you selling? Okay. Well, let me explain myself to you, okay? Now again, like I said, short term is way overvalued, and I won't be surprised. Let me put it this way. I won't be surprised if Palantir drops 50% or even 7%. I'm not surprised. But then why am I not selling? Because Palantir is one of those companies where after I really studied the business in depth, I realized that there's no company quite like it, okay? And I'm looking at where Palantir will be 10 years from now. I don't care where it will be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now. If it drops 50%, I don't care. I'm seeing where it's going to be 10 years from now. And if you understand what Palantir really does, Palantir basically offers an integrated ecosystem and operating system for the AI world, right? So to me, Palantir could be the next Apple of the mobile revolution, but the next Microsoft of the OS revolution, right? Where AI agents, data, and global information is built on Palantir platform on enterprises all around the world. I'm not saying guarantee it's going to happen, but it could happen, okay? So in other words, if you look at Palantir right now, Palantir's market cap, it's about $190 billion, okay? And if you look at Salesforce, now Salesforce is kind of like the leader in customer relationship software, and Salesforce market cap is like $300 billion. Now, could Palantir reach the market cap of Salesforce eventually to be, again, the AI leader like Salesforce is a CRM leader? I believe so, which means that Palantir could still increase 50% from here to Salesforce market cap. Now, Microsoft's market cap is $3 trillion, okay? So if Palantir were to be the next Microsoft of the AI world, that could be another 10x. Now, again, we don't know if it's going to happen, right? It could happen, it may not happen, but I think it is a possibility, okay? Now, having said that, let me put it this way, right? By the way, I bought a lot of Palantir at about $10, $11. And I already actually sold half my Palantir. Okay, I sold half of it at about, I think I sold it at about, I think $30, $40. Yeah, I feel like slapping myself now that I'm telling you that, right? So I already sold half my Palantir. So in other words, my position in Palantir right now, I've already made back my cost. So what you see in my portfolio, which is the Palantir, is pure 100% profit with zero risk. So even if Palantir goes to zero, okay, goes to zero and I lose 194,000, it's fine, okay, because I already made back my profit by selling half of my Palantir. So what I have in Palantir right now is the other half, okay? So I think the question of whether, if you believe in a company, should you sell or not sell, depends on your position. One of my students who said to me recently, he said, Adam, right now, I only have one stock in my portfolio. And he said, I put everything all into Palantir. And he bought it at like $10, right? So 100% of his portfolio is in Palantir. And he said, Adam, what should I do? And I said, well, I can't give you a recommendation or advice. I'm not a licensed advisor. But I said to him, I said, if I were you and I had 100% of my portfolio in Palantir, shit, I would sell right now. Okay, I would sell right now. I would probably sell maybe 80% of my Palantir position. I'll keep 20%, I'll sell 80%, and the other 80% I'll diversify into the other great companies, whether Nvidia or Meta or Google or Broadcom and so on and so forth, right? You get the point? So whether one should sell or not sell depends on their current allocation. But because for me, Palantir is only 4% of my portfolio. It should be 8%. Stupid Adam for selling, but never mind. But because it's only 4%, which is, just not a very big position, okay, it's okay for me not to sell. I'm just going to hold it, all right? Then some people would say, but Adam, why don't you do this? Let me take out my drawing tool over here. They say, Adam, why don't, like Palantir is like up, down, up. Now it's like all the way up, right? They say, Adam, why don't you sell Palantir right now? It's overpriced. Sell it, okay? And then when it drops back down, which it will eventually, right? What goes up must come down. When it's undervalued again, you buy it back, right? Plenty smart, right? And then you write it up again, right? Now, why don't I do this? Now, of course, it sounds great in theory. Who doesn't want to do this, right? But you know something? I used to do this before. I used to do this many, many times. And by, trying to jump out when it's too high and jump back in, there were many great stocks that I couldn't get back in. That to get back in, I had to pay a much higher price. And I'm going to give you an example of what happens, maybe not to you, but it's happened to me many, many times, right? Where the stock goes up, it comes down, it goes up, it comes down, it goes up. And I say to myself, okay, I'm going to take profit here. I buy it back when it's lower. So what do? I sell it right there, okay? And after I sell it, the bastard keeps going up, right? Keeps going up, oh shit, all right, okay? And then I tell myself, okay, I'll buy it back when it retraces next. And it keeps going up. And then when it does retrace, it retraces, but not below the price I got out yet. So I'm not happy. It's like I got to buy it back at the price I sold it, right? And then it's like waiting, and then it goes up, and then I can never buy it back. And I miss the big ride. It's happened to me many, many times. I don't know about you, but it's happened to me many, many times, all right? And I'll share with you one stock I'll be using an example in a short while. Another example that has happened to me many, many times is the stock goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up. And I say to myself, okay, I'm going to sell, right? Buy it back when it's lower. So sure enough, I sell. And the moment I sell, what happens? The price goes down and I go, yeah, I'm good. I'm so smart. Now, I've got to buy it back. But the question is, at what price do I buy it back, right? So you say to yourself, okay, maybe you look at this trend line here, wait for it to hit the trend line, you buy it back. So I'm waiting for it to hit the trend line and suddenly it goes up and I go, shit! But never mind, I can still buy it back below where I sold it. But then you say to yourself, but after a run up, usually there's a bit of a retracement. Wait for the retracement, right? Retracement comes, you say, but it looks like it's going down, I'm gonna wait some more. And the next thing you know, before you get a chance to buy back in, it shoots past above your sell point, and again, you don't feel like buying back anymore, and then it goes up and you are gone. I don't know about you, but this has happened to me many, many, many times in the past. And a good example I can share with you right here, right now, because I did a screenshot of this, is when I first bought Meta Platforms before it was known as Facebook. I bought it at $19 freaking. Okay, I bought it at $19. And then when it went to $50, I sold it. And I thought I was a genius. Whoa, I made 100% of my money. I'm so smart. No, Adam, you are freaking idiot. Okay? Because after I sold at $50 and I thought I'll buy it back lower, again, before I could buy it back, it flew and never came back, right? And again, by the time I bought it back at a much higher price. Even when it crashed all the way to $80 in 2022 and I bought a lot there, it was way above what I paid for it. So because of this, I learned my lesson. I realized that when you identify a great business that monopolizes a certain niche, whether it's NVIDIA or Meta or Google or Palantir, that's kind of like having a great product or service that monopolizes a niche, you want to hold on to it, right? You want to hold on to it and let it grow and compound. And that is a secret of being very, very wealthy. Okay, so again, that's my basic lesson. And the same thing with NVIDIA, all right? So again, my NVIDIA, since I bought it at $15, is up like 9 times. And am I selling NVIDIA? No, I'm not. Why? Because again, I think that NVIDIA, again, is a key player in the AI revolution on the hardware and the software side. And again, we're just at the early stages of the AI revolution. Now, what do I mean by early stages? I talked about this during the Black Market event, right? That, the AI revolution started on the 30th of November 2022. So we're only 2 years in this AI revolution. And just in 2 years, we started with generative AI, where it's like a chat box, right? You ask a question, it answers you. Text to text, generative AI. And then so fast we had text to image, where now you can create images from prompts. You can create videos from prompts. And then this year is the year of AI agents, where now there are digital employees that can do an entire task. It's not just a chatbot. You have an AI agent that can create an entire marketing campaign. You have an AI agent that can deal with a customer just like a real life person. So I believe that in 2025 will be the year where AI agents will go to the next level, and that's where Palantir would be the kind of like the operating system de facto platform for AI agents in the future to mesh them all together, right? And then AI autonomous robots are coming up. So we're just at the beginning, yeah. And again, if you compare this to the mobile revolution, that started on the 9th of January with the invention of the iPhone. And that mobile internet revolution, it changed the world. It changed our lives. And right now we are in the 17th year of the mobile internet revolution, where during this time, Apple is up 7,000%. That is 79 times your money, 79x your money. It's really crazy, right? So again, if you take a look at the AI revolution, which I believe will be even bigger than the mobile internet revolution, we're only in year number 2. There's another, 10, 15 years more to go. And if you think about it, ever since the start of this revolution, Palantir is up again only 9 times. NVIDIA is up like only 10 times. Could it go up another 50 times? Who knows, right? Again, as long as there's a long runway, it's still growing, it's a great business, I would hold on to it. But again, it depends on, again, your allocation. If I had 100% of my money in again, NVIDIA, yeah, I would sell. I would sell to diversify. So it's all about allocation. It's all about allocation. That's really very important. Now, talking about NVIDIA, my intrinsic value for NVIDIA is $130. So NVIDIA is not that expensive, actually. It is not cheap, but it is not crazy expensive. It is slightly above the intrinsic value of $130. And I did mention in my previous video that I will be hopefully want to adding more NVIDIA next year if it can retrace below $130 to these support levels. I like to add at support levels in tranches. And of course, the lower it goes, the more happy I am. I've got a bigger margin of safety. I buy more, the lower it goes. And that's the mindset of an investor. All right, now let me talk about my worst performing stocks of 2024 and what I intend to do with them. And I'll cover that in part 2 of this video. So stay tuned and subscribe to be the first to be alerted to part 2. If you want to catch my latest videos, click on the subscribe button right now. Click on the bell so you get instant notifications once I upload my latest video. If you want to check out my online courses, go to piranhaprofits.com. We're going to learn how to invest and how to trade the financial markets and create an income from all around the world. If you want to join my live Wealth Academy program, go on to wealthacademyglobal.com and find out more about how you can learn investing and trading live online. This is Adam Khoo, and may the markets be with you.